In the center of the galaxy, inside a giant floating space station called the Core Assembly, hundreds of alien leaders had gathered. These beings came from powerful star empires, each one older and stronger than Earth. Their long robes shined under the white lights of the meeting hall. But today's meeting was not serious. It was filled with laughter. A tall, green-skinned creature, Admiral Scarlock of the Zarnak Empire, stood at the front of the hall. He pointed at a hologram of Earth. "Do you see this little blue dot?" He said loudly, "This is what calls itself humanity. They still use fuel rockets to leave their planet." The entire room laughed. And a wide jellyfish-like ambassador from the Glook Council jiggled with joy. "Their warships are so slow, we could overtake them with our mining drones. They build everything with metal," another added. "Primitive tools for primitive minds," the jokes continued. Every species took turns mocking humans. Some played video clips of Earth's early space launches, showing rocket failures and explosions. Others displayed old human war documentaries, calling them childish fights with sticks and fire. One voice tried to speak from the back. It was a small creature with yellow eyes, Ambassador Creolane of the Sayara Union. "Perhaps," he said carefully, "we should be cautious. Humans have grown fast. They built colonies on Mars and the Moon in less than a century." Admiral Scarlock waved his hand. "Yes, like bugs that multiply in warm weather. But their tech is still trash. Look at their biggest warship. It has exhaust vents. Actual exhaust vents." The laughter grew louder. Even the walls seemed to echo with it. But far away, beyond the station's sensor range, something was watching Dot in the cold dark near a forgotten asteroid belt. A small black sphere floated silently. It looked like space junk. But it was not. Inside, 2 human officers sat in silence. The younger one, Lieutenant Harris, checked his screen and spoke softly. "Sir, we've confirmed full transmission. Everything the aliens just said recorded and sent." The older man, Commander Isha Malek, nodded. Her eyes were calm. "They're laughing," she said. Harris didn't smile. "Every single one of them." Commander Malik looked out the small window. The stars blinked, distant and quiet. "Good," she said. "Let them keep laughing." She touched a small panel on the wall. The lights dimmed. A voice came through the speakers. "Project Umbra Active Stealth Command engaged. Revenant awaits ORDRS. Back at the assembly." The alien leaders raised glasses of blue and green drinks. "To the weakest race in the galaxy." Someone shouted. "To the humans," replied another. "They may crawl, but they amuse us." Then the lights flickered, just for a second. Barely noticeable, but one alien, a security technician from the Tekari Empire, looked up. His eyes narrowed. He typed quickly on his console. "Something's wrong," he whispered. "What is it?" asked his captain. I thought I saw a signal spike. Just a flash. Then nothing. A glitch? Maybe. Or..." The technician stopped. His screen went black. Then it blinked back on Dot. Nothing there. No threat. No trace. He shook his head. Never mind. Must be the station's AI update. But far, far behind him, deep in Earth's high orbit, something vast shifted in the shadows. It moved slowly, silently like a predator hiding in tall grass. Back on Earth, inside a hidden underground base beneath Antarctica, a group of top military leaders stood around a glowing table. On the screen was a list of alien empires, each marked hostile. An old man in a dark suit spoke quietly. "They think we're blind, slow, harmless." A woman in a Navy uniform replied, "They've only seen what we allowed them to see." Soft alarm rang. A red dot flashed. "Commander Malik's probe has returned," the officer announced. "We have full audio and visuals of the assembly's mockery." The room went silent. Then the old man spoke again. Begin Phase 1. In deep space, far beyond the edge of known territory, a giant black shape started to wake up. It didn't make a sound. No engine trail. No blinking lights. It was covered in shadow-absorbing plates designed to bend light, heat, and radar. It did not appear on sensors. It did not leave a trail. Its name was HSS Revenant. Inside, hundreds of trained human crew members moved with quiet focus. A whisper echoed across the ship. They laugh at us, but they'll never hear the end coming. Asterisk space was supposed to be quiet, peaceful, predictable. But recently, something strange had started to happen in the outer systems of the Galactic Union. Patrol ships were vanishing. Merchant vessels sent distress signals that were never fully received. Beacons blinked once and then never again. At first, alien leaders blamed pirates. Then they blamed black holes, solar storms, even computer failures. But in every case, the result was the same. No wreckage, no survivors, and no answers. On the edge of Sector 9 Theta, a large cargo cruiser named Val Turnexus floated calmly. The crew inside were from the Vrol species, covered in thick silver scales and known for their powerful ships. Captain Grolaner sat in his command chair, reading reports. His ship carried rare plasma fuel and expensive tech, worth millions of credits. Another patrol lost? His second officer asked. Grolaner nodded. That makes 7 this month. Strange. Shall we send a probe? He shook his head. No, our shields are stronger. And our weapons? Suddenly, the lights dimmed. Every screen on the bridge blinked, then went black. What is this? Grolaner shouted. Engine status. No response. A cold silence fell over the room. Then, on the main display, something appeared. A faint shape. Long, thin, unmoving. At first, it looked like a shadow, but it was too perfect. Too straight. Is that a ship? Whispered one crew member. Then it moved. Before anyone could react, Val Turnexus was hit by something no one saw. No explosion, no sound, but every system died instantly. The engines, weapons, life support, all gone. The last thing Grolaner saw was a smooth black surface sliding past the window, like a knife in the dark. And then nothing. 1 week later, news of the incident reached the Galactic core. Whispers started. They say it's a new pirate faction. No, it's an experiment gone wrong. Others weren't so sure. An alien from the Jur Republic nervously muttered in a council hallway. It's a ghost. Something that hunts ships without being seen. The name spread quickly. The ghost in the stars. On Earth, deep inside the stealth control center, Commander Malek stood before a massive screen. Behind her, a wall showed rows of names. Alien warships. Trade convoys, observation stations. Each name was followed by a red dot, all marked neutralized. Lieutenant Harris walked in. Target Nexus confirmed erased. No survivors, no detection. Malek nodded. And the ship? Revenant returned to phase drift, fully cloaked. Hidden in real-time distortion. Good. She looked at the list again. They wanted to laugh. Now let them guess. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, fear was growing. A famous Klook scientist appeared on the news and said, "We are facing something we cannot track. A ship, maybe. But no species has this level of stealth." In a secret bunker on planet Durkath, an alien. General paced nervously. "We have thousands of ships," he said. "And yet something is picking them off, like prey. Should we contact Earth?" His advisor asked. The general growled. "No, we do not show weakness to that primitive world." But as he turned away, he didn't notice the she. Blinking red light on his console. A message had arrived. Simple, cold, human. "We see you." The general's eyes widened. Back in Revenant's command chamber, the crew moved in silence. Every order was given through hand signs or digital displays. No voices, no mistakes. The ship itself didn't run like other ships. It used quantum drift navigation slipping between short bursts of real space and hidden space. It couldn't be traced. It couldn't be followed. Its hull was coated with a material that ate light, heat, sound, and even radar to the galaxy. It didn't exist to its enemies. It was the last thing they never saw. Inside the ship's briefing room, Malik addressed her crew. Our mission is not to destroy, it's to remind. She tapped a display showing alien leaders mocking Earth again. They think we're weak because we don't speak loudly. But we are not loud, we are sharp. And shadows are sharper than fire. The crew nodded. Then Harris walked in again. New orders. High Command wants us to strike an enemy fleet. Which one? Harris showed her the name. Malik smiled for the first time. Admiral Scarlock. On the edge of space, Admiral Scarlock sat aboard his massive ship, laughing again. Let the humans come, he roared. I'll tear apart their little rockets with my bare claws. Behind him, a crew member looked at a strange sensor blip. Sir, there's something strange near the asteroid belt. Scarlock rolled his eyes. A glitch? But he never got an answer. The lights flickered. The floor shook and then silence. Asterisk. Admiral Scarlock's fleet was the pride of the Zarnak Empire. 82 warships, 10 heavy destroyers, 1 command dreadnought, each armed with planet-killer weapons, each glowing with power and confidence. They floated near the asteroid belt, close to Earth's system, ready to send a message. Scarlock called it a light warning, just enough destruction to remind the humans of their place. He sat in his command chair, claws tapping the metal armrest. Humans won't even know we're here until it's too late, he said, smirking. But deep inside his fleet, something felt wrong. Commander Varric, the ship's chief sensor officer, stared at the holographic display. A strange blip had appeared near the far edge of the formation. Admiral, he said, there's something, another glitch? Scarlock laughed. These cheap scanners always panic around asteroid fields. Varric hesitated. No, sir, it wasn't a rock. The signal blinked like it was alive. Before Scarlock could reply, another officer called out, Sir? The destroyer Breaktel just went offline. What do you mean, offline? It's gone. No explosion. No signal. No debris. Scarlock stood slowly. His smile faded. Bring all ships to alert. Full shields. Full scans. Now. Across the fleet, red lights began to flash. Weapons were armed. Engines powered up. Dozens of scanners swept the space around them. But they found nothing. There was no enemy. No fleet. No sign of danger. And then, one by one, ships started vanishing. First Breaktel, then Verdun, then Tegra 9. No sounds. No distress calls. Only silence. Like they had never existed. In a quiet pocket of warped space just beyond the fleet. HSS Revenant drifted like a ghost. Inside, Commander Malik stood calmly in the center of the bridge. Target Sector 4 neutralized, whispered Harris from his console. 4 ships gone. No detection. Malik nodded. Begin Phantom Pass. Show them we're not here, and then remind them we are. The Revenant moved without engines. It didn't fly, it slid through reality, hopping across hidden channels. Of space. It reappeared behind a Zarnak cruiser for only 3 seconds. Enough time. 2 sleek black rods launched silently from its underbelly. The rods weren't missiles, they were piercers, powered by gravity-folding tech. They didn't explode. They simply passed through hulls like knives through air. The Zarnak cruiser, blinked twice. Then everything inside it shut down. Forever. Revenant. Vanished again, gone before the rest of the fleet even noticed. Back on Scarlock's ship, panic was growing. They're using some new tech, shouted Varric. Something we can't trace. This isn't tech, someone whispered. This is black magic. Scarlock bellowed. I want answers. Fire everything into the asteroid field. Burn it all. Dozens of ships launched torpedoes, plasma bolts, and energy beams. The asteroid field glowed with fire, but there was nothing there. Only silence. Suddenly, every ship's comm system crackled. A voice came through, not loud, not threatening, just calm, cold. You laughed at Earth. You mocked our silence. Now silence answers you. Scarlock froze. He knew that voice wasn't from anyone inside his fleet. Trace that signal, he shouted. It's coming from everywhere, Varric said slowly. And nowhere. Another cruiser vanished, then two more. Meanwhile, on Earth, inside a hidden chamber under the Atlantic Ocean, world leaders watched the operation through a giant screen. One general leaned forward. 10 enemy ships gone in 30 minutes. They still don't know where we are. A scientist adjusted his glasses. Revenant's stealth field is holding. No traces, no leaks. A woman in a white lab coat spoke softly. They thought our silence was weakness, but we were listening and learning. The old director in the center gave a nod. Phase 1, complete. Proceed to psychological overload. Back in space, a Zarnak pilot screamed into his comms. We're surrounded. I can't see them. I can't lock on anything. His ship spun wildly, trying to escape something invisible. He didn't notice the thin, needle-like drone attached to his hull. It sent a single pulse. His systems died instantly. Commander, Moloch stood at the Revenant's observation window. She watched as ship after ship was erased from the enemy fleet. She spoke softly. They were never prepared for silence. They only know noise and fire, but silence is sharper. Harris looked up. Phase 2? Moloch turned. Not yet. One more message. On board Scarlock's dreadnought, all screens suddenly went dark. A single image replaced everything. Earth. Below it, 2 words appeared in human English. We're awake. The dreadnought's lights flickered. A low hum began to build inside its walls. Scarlock screamed, evacuate. But then nothing. From far away, the Revenant floated, still cloaked, still invisible. Behind it, the largest enemy dreadnought slowly broke apart, piece by piece, without sound or light. The galaxy's strongest war machine turned to dust in the dark, and across the stars, alien empires stopped laughing. They started whispering on a human ship no one could see, about attacks with no sound and no warning, about Earth, the quiet world that had finally spoken, but they hadn't heard a voice. They'd heard a warning, asterisk. Panic had reached the Galactic Council. Inside the marble-like dome of the High Assembly Hall, the leaders of 22 alien empires gathered. Each of them looked powerful armored bodies, glowing robes, metallic limbs, but none looked calm. Holograms floated in the center of the room, showing wrecked fleets and blank black spaces where human attacks had happened. The Zarnik empires. Pride, Admiral Scarlock's dreadnought, was gone. No explosion. No signal. Just gone. A silence filled the hall. Not fear of humans, no. That couldn't be said aloud yet. But it was close. Very close. They use stealth tech we can't trace, hissed the amphibious voice of High Priest Raralik from the Zal Dominion. They erased a fleet with no visible weapons, said General Gax of the Crother Union. This is not war. This is something else. This is human trickery, barked Counselor Threx. They've always pretended to be weak. We laughed, and they hid. Now they strike like shadows. The speaker of the assembly raised his hand. Enough. We must respond. Immediately, the room buzzed. Full invasion? Blockade? Planet-killing weaponry? But then, from the shadows of the room, a calm voice spoke. No, not yet. Everyone turned. It was Ambassador Yelta from the Koran race, a quiet and thoughtful species. Why not? Threx snapped. Because that's what they want, Yelta replied. We strike in noise. They strike in silence. And silence is winning. In Earth's secret war chamber, miles beneath Iceland's frozen crust, the Revenant's mission report played on a massive screen. 22 enemy ships erased. No human casualties. Zero detection. A general stepped forward. The galaxy is waking up. The Council will prepare for invasion soon. Commander Malik stood with her hands behind her back. Let them prepare. We've already seen what's coming. They'll bring everything this time. We're ready for everything, she replied, and looked at the digital wall display showing a pulsing blue circle. Phase 3? Malik nodded. Phase 3. Near Saturn's orbit, 6 massive alien ships arrived. They didn't send messages. They didn't open communication channels. They simply pointed their weapons toward Earth. Earth did not respond. No alarms were raised. No missiles launched. Silence. Inside one alien ship, a nervous pilot said, "Why are they doing nothing?" No shields detected. No weapons online. They're sleeping, his captain said. Fools. But then, in the corner of his screen, a message appeared. We are not sleeping. We are listening. He froze. The message disappeared in less than a second. Another crew member shouted, "Sir, internal gravity is shifting inside our ship." Suddenly, without any sign of attack, the entire weapon system powered down. What is this? A virus? No. It's something else. Something inside the ship. The lights flickered. One by one, the ship's own defense systems turned against it. The captain gasped. They're not fighting us from outside. They're already here. In orbit above Earth, satellites turned silently. These weren't old machines. They were hidden sentinels equipped with stealth shields and remote control eyes. One satellite, disguised as space debris, opened. Inside was not a weapon, but a projector dot. It beamed a single message to the alien fleet. We do not need to fire first. The alien ships turned around. Back at the Galactic Council, chaos ruled. They've taken over our systems without entering our ships. There, using invisible fleets and psychological warfare. They've broken the rules of engagement. Ambassador Yelta stood again. They didn't break rules. They rewrote them. Inside the Revenant, Malik stared at a quiet image. Earth, floating in darkness. Why do you think they've never invaded before? Harris asked her. She replied softly, because we let them believe we were weak. And they were so proud, they believed it. Now they're preparing for war. They don't understand something, she said. War is noisy. We are not at war. We are at something much colder. Harris raised an eyebrow. What's colder than war? She whispered, calculation. In the deep of space, something enormous moved. A second stealth warship. Sister ship to Revenant. Its name, HSS Eclipse. Not built to fight. Built to disappear entire fleets. Meanwhile, across alien networks, news channels buzzed. Earth is controlling battlefields without being seen. Is humanity using forbidden technologies? Have we underestimated a silent empire? One alien reporter said it best. Humanity has not spoken. Humanity has not roared. Humanity has whispered. Far from all eyes, deep in the shadows. Of Neptune's rings, a group of humans in black suits reviewed alien transmissions. One agent smirked. They've just sent a proposal. A storm was coming, but it would bring no thunder. no fire. No warning. It would arrive like a whisper in a crowded room too quiet to notice, until everything was already gone. Deep inside the hidden ship HSS Revenant, Commander Mullock stood before a wide black screen. It showed no enemy ships, no maps, no battle data, just one word: activate Eclipse Protocol. Are you sure? Lieutenant Harris asked quietly. Mullock nodded. They need to understand. Our silence is not fear. It is patience. Across the galaxy, the Galactic Council had finally reached its decision. Total military response. All 22 member races would combine fleets. Over 500 ships. Thousands of weapons. One mission: to break humanity before it spread further. Inside a gigantic battle station above planet Kravul, alien commanders prepared for the launch. Admiral Threx of the Trazari Empire stood tall. No more games, no more mystery. We burn Earth to ash and erase their shadows from history. A general from the Skell Confederacy leaned forward. And if they strike again? Threx laughed. They won't. There's nothing they can do against this. We outnumber them, outgun them, outpower them. On board the Revenant, Malik stood with her crew, calm and collected. They're confident, she said. Perfect. The ships. Lights dimmed. Everyone moved into position. Drift systems online, reported Harris. Quantum ripples stable. Target coordinates locked. And Eclipse? A female officer looked up, standing by. Waiting for your signal. Malik nodded. Then let the galaxy feel our wrath. Thousands of alien ships gathered at the edge of Sector 12, a region close to Earth's system. Giant carriers, floating gunships, blade-shaped interceptors. Some the size of cities. They moved like a black wave, the biggest combined fleet in galactic history. Suddenly, a warning alarm echoed across their channels. Unidentified signal detected. Cloaked object inbound. Admiral Threx snarled. It's them. Fire in all directions. Wipe it out. The fleet opened fire, lighting up space with plasma and fusion beams. Missiles and torpedoes tore through the void, but they hit. Nothing. There was no ship. No explosion. Only darkness. Then one. Ship did appear. It didn't arrive with a bang. It slid forward like a shadow slipping out of another dimension. The HSS Revenant had arrived. The fleet froze. Someone whispered through open comms. It's real. The Revenant's black hole gleamed, reflecting no light. Its surface was covered in moving plates, absorbing every signal, every scan. It didn't launch missiles. It didn't use lasers. It watched. And then it moved. The first strike came from within. Ships began to lose control. Engines failed. Weapons turned off. Internal gravity flipped upside down. Crew members screamed as their own ships betrayed them. One captain shouted, "They're inside our systems." "No," screamed another. "They're inside our minds." Revenant had released Neuroghost's AI-powered pulses that targeted thought-linked alien tech, corrupting minds as well as machines. No one had ever seen warfare like this. Because no one had imagined it. In the center of the chaos, the sky bent. A ripple opened. And from it, the second ship emerged. HSS Eclipse, larger than Revenant. Slower, but far deadlier. Its hull pulsed with dull blue light. No weapons were visible, because Eclipse was the weapon. The Eclipse didn't attack. It simply existed. And its existence twisted reality. Alien ships near it began to float out of control. Their computers showed fake coordinates. Weapons turned on their allies. Time inside their ships slowed. Some crews were stuck in loops, reliving the last 10 seconds over and over again. Eclipse's core was a gravity field manipulated by human dark matter scientists. It created a war zone of illusions. Alien admirals screamed orders. Half of them were already too late. On Earth, Military leaders watched calmly. "Eclipse field is working," said one officer. Another nodded. 300 ships disabled. They haven't even touched our hull. The old general smiled faintly. "We didn't build fleets to win battles. We built ghosts to end them before they begin." Inside the Revenant, Malik stood quietly. On her screen, the alien fleet twisted in confusion. Harris spoke. "Shall we finish it?" "No," she said. "Not yet." She tapped the side of the console. Open cons to enemy fleet. A direct message was sent to every ship in every language. "We did not come to conquer. We did not come to burn. But if you bring war to our sky, we will erase your name from the stars." The alien commanders were silent now. Their fleets, once the pride of the galaxy, now drifted without purpose. No human ships were destroyed. No shots were fired in return. Only silence. The battle was over, began. In the far edge of the sector, the Council's emergency ship fled. Inside, Admiral Threx trembled, watching the destruction from afar. A voice came through the ships. "System cold, human, and clear. We saw you watching. You will carry our warning. Let them know. The Stealth King has spoken." And just like that, Revenant vanished. Eclipse dissolved into black light. The space went quiet again, but the fear remained. Across the stars, new stories began to spread. Whispers in alien bars. Rumors in underground markets. Warnings passed between soldiers. Don't speak Earth's name in war rooms. Don't point weapons toward Sol. Don't forget the shadows are listening. The battlefield was quiet. Too quiet. Ships floated in space like frozen statues. The alien commanders, once loud and mocking, now stared at their screens in silence. Every eye was on the human warship Phantom Edge, which had just decloaked in front of the entire Galactic assembly fleet. Its black surface shimmered like liquid shadow. No lights blinked. No weapons were visible. Yet everyone could feel its presence like a chill on their skin. Admiral Varnick of the Krell Alliance was the first to break the silence. "Scan it. Now." He shouted. But the scanners returned nothing useful. No heat. No energy spikes. "It's like it's not real," a technician whispered. Inside the Phantom Edge, Captain Lena Ray stood calmly. She looked at the readings on her screen. Over 100 enemy ships were locked in targeting range. Each one had weapons pointed at Earth's defense line. But none had fired, not since the Phantom Edge arrived. Her voice was steady. "Give them one chance," she said. "Broadcast a final warning." A message echoed through every alien bridge. "You laughed at us. You ignored our words. Now, this is your last chance. Turn back or be silenced." Back on the alien command bridge, the responses were mixed. Some ships started powering down weapons. Others refused. One captain even shouted, "It's just a trick. Fire now." A single alien destroyer launched a plasma bolt straight toward the human fleet. Captain Ray didn't blink. "Activate the veil." Suddenly, the Phantom Edge vanished again, but this time the plasma bolt stopped mid-space. It didn't explode. It didn't move. It simply froze. Then, like time had reversed, the plasma collapsed inward and vanished into nothing. On every alien ship, warning lights exploded in red. Engines failed. Weapons shut down. AI systems crashed. Ships began spinning slowly, helplessly. Admiral Varnock slammed his fist on the console. "What is this? Some kind of black magic?" Back on Earth's command bridge, General Cowrie smiled. "For the first time in hours. They're learning now," he said. "The Phantom Edge doesn't fight with brute force. It rewrites the battlefield." One by one, the alien ships began retreating. Not because of damage, but because of fear. No one wanted to be the next to vanish into nothing. The Galactic Assembly broadcasted a final message. "We surrender. The Earth is no longer our target. We request talks, peace talks. The message was short. It lacked pride. But it was. Enough. Captain Ray nodded. Stand down. But keep the veil ready. The Phantom Edge remained cloaked again, watching silently from the void. Later, in the assembly hall, the surviving commanders met. They wore no medals. They spoke softly. Humanity was not what we thought, one muttered. They hid their strength until the last moment. And they showed mercy, said another. That warship could have destroyed us all. It chose not to. They warned us again and again. We just didn't listen. From that day, Earth was no longer seen as a weak, primitive world. It was seen as something new. A force that didn't brag, but acted. That didn't show muscle, but strategy. That didn't need a fleet, just one silent ship. And so, the galaxy changed. No one laughed at humanity anymore. Because when the Phantom Edge decloaked, the galaxy listened.